Hey everyone, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. And just when I thought this day couldn't get any better. First of all, I gotta say, number one, thank you to Susan Tootsie Tucker. You know, you're one of the super generous people that clearly said, like Monty Gale, like so many others, you know, if my name is drawn, then give this away to Nilda because I want her to have the die cutter. And that kind of generosity, folks, you know it, that's really what touches my heart, right? So thank you, Susan Tootsie Tucker, because clearly so many people wanted to give the die cutters where they most need to be. Clearly, right? And we know who those people are. I've said it on here all month. You all have been, I know, thinking about it, praying on it, hoping for, wishing, and you want it to better people's lives. So I finished that video and I uploaded it, and Lisa and I were chatting on the phone and saying, wow, it's crazy how life works out. And, well, no, Lisa's saying the opposite. Lisa's saying, this isn't so crazy, Alicia. You know, this was out of our hands a long time ago. You know, we were just the convoys for this. And it was like, you know, what I call the universe, Lisa calls God. Although I gotta say today, folks, I'm wondering what the heck happened. Because there are like over 90 things in that bucket. What were the odds that we would pull one of the people that were offering to give away this? Like, what, 10 out of 100, maybe? That's it. The fact that I pulled Susan Tootsie Tucker is like 1 out of 92. That's what the odds were, 1 out of 92. And yet it happened. Even I'm stunned. You saw my face in the video. I'm still stunned. I feel a little off kilter because I'm so stunned. Well, I thought that was about as surprising as today could get. And I thought I was going to come on here and say goodnight. Thank you. Thank you for blessing everybody. But then the strangest thing happened, guys. It's the strangest, most beautiful thing, but it's strange. And that is that a couple of people who want to remain anonymous, I'm sure you guys know this already. Anyone on here who is remotely schooled in religion or is just a practicing person with a faith, you know that the highest level of giving is when you give anonymously. Well, I upload the video, my phone starts burning up, and I'm on the phone with Lisa, and all we're both hearing is bzz, 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 because both of us are getting a bajillion texts. Like, people are like, oh my goodness, Nilda won the die cutter, and like, I guess the video had uploaded while we were chatting, and our phones are burning up and burning up and burning up, and I'm like, wow, both of our phones are burning up. And her email started burning up. I wasn't anywhere near my laptop, because where I get good reception to hear is not anywhere near my laptop. I know that's weird, but it's true. So I'm not near my laptop, so I don't check the email, but my phone is burning up, burning up, burning up. But we're laughing because it's like both of us, bzz, 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 every 2 seconds. So I look at my phone, and Lisa looks at her emails in her phone, and you're just not going to believe this, folks. But we have 2 anonymous donors, and they want to remain anonymous, not just because it's the highest level of giving, but also because they would just prefer to keep quiet about it. And I have to respect that because they really don't want anything in return for this. But one of them is sending Margaret a gently used cuddle bug, and that will be coming to Miss Margaret. And one of them is sending a small die cutter to Miss Rosita. I don't have words for today. I just don't. I don't have words. There are no words for that kind of gratitude, for the kind of thing that happened today. There are no words for everyone wanting to come together and make sure that everybody on here can make. It's funny, I just said things will work out. Right? They always do. They always do on this channel. People just rise to the challenge. They just do. And they do whatever they can. And this is just one of those great days. Again, I know that that doesn't solve everybody's wishes and wants. I know that. And I wish we could grant every wish and want. On here and on Lisa's channel, both of us would like nothing more than to do that. But clearly this giveaway was meant to be. Because now at least 3 people who didn't have a die cutter, 4, because we got Letitia too, 4 people that didn't have a die cutter last month will have a die cutter this month. And if that isn't miraculous, I don't know what else is. Yes, me, the universe chatter, just said it's miraculous. I don't have any other words for this. I just don't. I'm out of words today, folks. I'm out of logic. I'm out of words. This is something beyond logic. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing. It's amazing. That's what it is. It's amazing. You know, I always say this to you. I love people. I really do. And I especially love people who have big hearts. I love people that care enough about other people, that want to help other people. And I see it every day on here. You know, all I've watched all month is the generosity, especially of people who don't have. You know, I've said this over and over again. Nilda is landlocked for pricing. She cannot get supplies at a reasonable price. And she always sends things to people. Always. You know, when she won that card making die from Lisa, she gifted that to Susan Tootsie Tucker. That's what, you know, thus began this amazing relationship. And now, Susan Tootsie Tucker has gifted Nilda the die cutter. And I have been hoping somehow, some way, that Margaret and Rosita and Letitia would end up with a die cutter. Right? Because I was hoping for Nilda too. Boy, there were lots of people hoping for Nilda. Well, everyone got one, folks. The writer has no words, no language for this. And then Lily, who, by the way, is home with a serious back injury. I wanted to share that with you tonight. Lily has seriously hurt herself crafting with Liller. And we haven't seen her on here because she's badly injured in her back. And you know, folks, when I had that little back problem, which is only now resolving itself, I'll tell you, it hurt like no one's business to bend over and paper cut, to lean over trying to craft. I told Lily, do not lean over to craft. Do not lean over to cut. Do not press. Do not do anything. Do not try to burnish. Nada. Because I'm so worried she'll make that injury a chronic back injury. Just rest, Lily. Please, folks, keep Lily in your mind. Keep her in your mind and hope that she heals soon. She's a wonderful maker. She misses everybody. I miss you too, Lily. Tons. Tons I miss you. But girl, I'd much rather you heal. I would much rather that you heal than you try to put pressure on yourself and you hurt yourself to make a tutorial or a product review. We care about you and we want you to be healthy and happy. And for that, you got to rest your back. You can't worry about videos. You can't worry about anything. You just worry about you for once. But look what Lily did. She got all excited about these wishes and wants, and she's gifting us a box of her supplies. Now, that was a huge blessing, right? We have the die cutters going to Margaret, Nilda. Letitia got hers tonight, folks. Oh, yes, she did. I know, because I've been checking on Amazon, because they've been flaky lately. So Letitia got hers. Nilda won the die cutter tonight. Thank you, Susan Tootsie Tucker, again. And now Margaret and Rosita. I don't even know what to say to all of you. Other than I have said here from day one that this channel succeeds because of you folks. And we had close to 100 entries. I don't know how this happened, but you guys are full of generous spirit. And it's thanks to all of you that the people we wanted most to get a die cutter got a die cutter. So Rosita and Margaret, I am so happy for you. I'm just so happy for you. And Nilda, I'm really happy for you too, just as I am for Letitia. But mostly I'm just wowed by all of you people. I'm just wowed. You know, I know that there are people that say that there's flakiness on sometimes with people here, or there's this and there's that. I'm fortunate, folks, because clearly I don't see any of that. All I see is a bunch of super generous people. I told you earlier today, Miss Pat, who is living with a very trying and challenging illness, has been rocking people all over the place. Yep, she has been. And you know what would help Miss Pat? Any of you who have a Memdex die, if you could send her just a few cutouts, a few dies cut up from your Memdex die. Because you know what she can do? You know, with autoimmune, you get really painful joints. And MS is one of the worst for this, guys. It becomes incredibly debilitating. It's very hard to function. I'll tell you a little secret that I don't share ever, but just so you understand what Miss Pat is dealing with, because it's a lot worse than what I deal with. When I get up in the morning, I can't make for the first hour and a half to 2 hours until my medicine kicks in. And the reason for that is after sleeping, my joints are so stiff in the morning that I have to get them moving with exercises, and I take a special joint medicine that helps. But if I tried making right when I woke up, I wouldn't just cut the crap out of everything, I would ruin everything, and I'd be in excruciating pain. And the morning is way better than the evening. So it's hard for Miss Pat to make things. It hurts. It hurts. It's not just that it's difficult, it hurts. But one thing she can do, and without it being too painful, are Memdex cards. And you know there's tons of Memdex challenges. But she really needs some Memdex dies, because that way she has the blanks from which to build. So any of you that was a little flying mosquito. Any of you who have a Memdex die and you got some paper, if you could cut those out from Miss Pat Sweeney and send them to her, I'd so appreciate it. It's a small little thing to ask, folks, but what a big difference it could make in her daily life. And I got to ask you for that, because you know what? Seems crazy. You just gave me a whole bunch of die cutters. I mean, I know it seems like a lot, but I've got to ask you, because this is a woman who generously just racked and racked and racked, regardless of these challenges, right? That's a super generous person who rose above pain in order to do for others. Like, that's a great gift. But I gotta say, folks, so many of you were amazing. Crafting Con Cruise, man. Crafting Con Cruise. You are a gifting princess. And the Pink Zebra Unicorn Crafter, Danielle, racked up all sorts of people, even though she didn't have product. And she really diminished her supplies, folks. It's actually frightening. When I get back home, I'm going to get you some stuff for the Tuesday morning. Danielle, I'll restock you. Don't you worry. I know it's been really tough, but I will help you get those supplies. And Lori Ritchie, who is landlocked on an island, $100 ferry ride, and she's gifting people things. She can't get supplies, folks, but there she was. I can send out this. Everyone just rose to this challenge. And all these wonderful new people who joined our community, they just got really involved in it. And they started gifting away. And the next thing you know, we have people doing at least 3 or 4 gifts to everybody. No wonder we had so many entries. But there was only one unique entry per person. If I actually put in everything, I don't even know what that real number would be. You know, I said earlier today, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 280. I don't know. But some kind of good crazy went on here this month. And that's all thanks to you. That's not Lisa or I. That's you. And your amazing spirit and your generosity and your caring and compassionate nature towards people. And now, having a die cutters go to Margaret and Rosita, how do I even follow that up with anything? You know, how do I follow that up with anything? There's not much you can say after that, other than thank you. I'm like overwhelmed, folks. Seriously, like I've done, Lisa and I had a good little happy cry, and then I'm just kind of done. Because I feel like there is nothing I could say that could better today. Nothing. I will tell you, we owe Toni Craftpurge a huge thank you. Toni did something amazing today that is a wonderful way to end off this magical experience that we've had together. And that is that, like Tamika, Toni delivered for us today something magnificent, and that was a true adhesive test. She didn't just review the tape. Oh no, because you know, like me, she's making some books, and she wanted to test the durability of tape. Well, she tested glue, she tested tape, and it was so nice to see, Miss Toni, that you had glue all over your hands. I had a feeling you might be a bit more of, you're not quite in the Alicia camp of supreme messiness, but I had a feeling that, you know, that artsy venturers would cause some glue on your fingers, and it was nice to see today I was right. But Miss Toni gives us a very honest, thorough, and so helpful review of glue, score tape, and double-sided tape. Folks, I know that you've had this experience just like I have, where you have bought tape and glue that has failed miserably. Let's talk about that Hobby Lobby Crafter's Companion mucky glue that I'm still finishing up on my envelopes. Ugh. Wish I'd never bought that thing. But thankfully I will have used it all up here and I can leave it behind. But if I wish I'd had something like Toni's video to save me from that purchase. And folks, she tackled everything from our glitter glue to like just regular double-sided tape. You have got to see this. It is an honest and truthful review of all these adhesives. And is this ever helpful? Toni, you just helped save a whole lot of people a whole lot of money and a whole lot of mistakes. Thank you so much, Toni. There's another generous woman, right? No one asked her to do that. She did that to help us out. And like Tamika, it's a super honest review, folks. You know, again, I gotta say, we are very blessed to have people like Lily and Tamika and Toni Craftpurge and Anne Crafty Kimchi and Alicia Love Letter Generation in our lives. We are so fortunate because these expert makers who have like these wonderful hearts and they're compassionate and they care so much about the people in their community, they are helping us out each and every day. And that's a whole other gift. And I've been thinking about that for the holiday season and what we can do to say thank you. And I've got a bunch of ideas that I'll share with you later. But for now, I just want to leave this magical day as it is. I'll put Toni Craftpurge's video down below. You want to check this out, folks. I'm telling you, some of these glues we think are so fantastic, they do not pass Toni's test. And it was a good lesson. It was a really good lesson, and I want all of you to share in it so that you don't make some buying mistakes. And I am sad to say that the art glitter glue didn't hold up quite as well as I would have expected it to. There's a hint, and a small spoiler alert, but there's tons more where that came from. Toni did a great job on this video, so make sure you check it out. But what a day, folks. Look at all the magic you started. Look at all the magic. Well, Miss Margaret, Miss Rosita, Miss Nilda, Miss Letitia, we can't wait to see what you do with all this new equipment. We just can't wait. That's it, folks. What a day. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I always appreciate you, but today you really wowed me. I'll be back on tomorrow. Have a fabulous night. Thank you to Lisa Made New to Create for being such an amazing partner in this. And thank you so much to Susan Tootsie Tucker for your generous spirit. All right, folks. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.